Hey guys, it's a Saturday and I'm not exactly getting those calm Saturday vibes. I didn't sleep last night. I've been having a lot of rough times this week. A rough time this week. Like tower moment rough time. One thing about going through a trauma like I did in May of 2024, losing my husband in a very traumatic way, I've sort of been built to navigate this. And that's hard to explain because it feels too much to bear, but it's also, I know I can handle it. I always say if I can lose my husband, I can lose anything, I can deal with anything, I can get through anything. So with that, I came across a poem that I wrote for my husband 7 days before he died. He took his own life. So May 7th was our anniversary, our second anniversary, and then he died on the 10th. So I wrote a poem on May 3rd, and around this time I was writing a lot of poems for him. I felt a great sense of love for him, deeper than it had ever been. He was going through a mental health crisis. He was a veteran, Iraq, Afghanistan, combat veteran, and went into psychosis and spent a couple months away getting help, and ultimately he came home and he was put back on a medication that very likely caused him to go into psychosis in the first place, in combination with, his PTSD. And this amazing, wonderful, talented, caring, outgoing beauty of a person was just gone. So I want to read this poem. I did, it is an edit. I don't have the original on me, but it's pretty similar. But again, I wrote this on May 3rd and I edited it last night. So it's away with you, a smile toward you, shining on a cloud. Gold on red velvet, silver flatters royal blue. I've won, you are confetti, vast and suspended like snow. Didn't you know? I love you, always to infinity. My heart is your home. Okay, and then just a little while ago, I did sit with my thoughts and trying to connect to an energy for whoever is watching, whoever needs guidance right now. And I know it's for myself too. I certainly need guidance, and I guess I just got like blind leading the blind, but that's not true. We're here for each other. You don't need somebody nobody is perfect, nobody's healed, nobody isn't navigating these ups and downs in life where they hit bumps in the road, they feel like they failed, they feel like everything's been ripped out from underneath them, and they feel like they haven't been living in a way that's aligned with what they believe. And that's okay for those people to be there to offer guidance and help and support. So what I came up with was I'm just going to list off words that just came to me. Phrases: distinguished, salvation, peridot. Is that like a gemstone or a stone? I don't know. I think it is. I just can't think of what it looks like. Peridot. Put out the fire. Fever. Summer slumber. Trailblazer. Peace of mind, as in PEACE, but also peace of mind. I'll give you a piece of my mind. And where in those two statements do they kind of overlap? Do you need peace of mind to give a piece of your mind? Is that how it's is that how giving a piece of your mind is going to be effective, as if you have peace of mind? And then apical, I'm just thinking about the heart. It was all just a dream, and then a fraction of your time. And the numbers that have been coming to me between yesterday and today, either between card pulls and just like they just kept coming up. So those numbers, not 45 came up just now, today. 27, 34, 11, and 24. So I don't know if those have anything to do with you, but if not, it doesn't mean that this isn't for you. But if they do, I may be connecting to you in a certain way that you need to hear this, no matter when you watch this. It could be 4 years from now. If you can even think of 4 years from now, I certainly can't really fathom it. I can't really fathom the rest of the day. Not in like a hopeless way, but just in a overwhelmed way. Overwhelmed. You can only hold on to so much information and stress for a moment. And sometimes that's what we need. We need to live moment to moment, breath to breath, one day at a time, by the Serenity Prayer, So, let's start with the Dolphin deck. Just see if this is loud. Kind of get a feel for what messages are coming through. And I know that I'm not out of this equation. I'm very much deep in it right now. So right now, in my phase of all of this, as a beginner's mind, I'm not exempting myself from these messages being for myself as well. And although that's probably, very much assumed for most people doing readings, or they have a deep understanding that that's absolutely true without having to say it, I just feel like right now I have to say that. $31, surprise encounter. So maybe some of you, even though this is really depicted as, they found a treasure, these dolphins, they found the gold, but this treasure is coming from destruction, disaster, the total destruction of another's experience with life, end of their life. Tragic. Everything that whoever ship this was, their livelihood was here. But it also could very well be, living beyond your means, taking more than you need, but also it could just be very much livelihood, everything you worked for. Now somebody else found it. Like, maybe these dolphins are not nice. I just laugh because it's like, dolphins are just so lovely. I know they can be strong little creatures, I wouldn't want to be in the open ocean facing one, per se, because they are strong and quick, and I get scared. I'm scared of the ocean. I really am. It's just so vast. So maybe that has something to do with it too. Vast ocean, fear of this, even like making the connection between like the emotions and water, depths of water, fluid. You know, you have to navigate. You have to learn how to swim. You need to learn how to navigate these emotions, even when your livelihood is at stake or something has been taken from you, whether by the fault of these dolphins or not. You know, it could be Mother Nature, could be greed and, you know, pirates, and they just take each other down. But life still goes on. You know, it's somebody's worst nightmare. Life still goes on. There's still growth and abundance and life just blooming. You see the sun shining through. You've got these dolphins who now are just having the best day. Maybe they needed it. Maybe they deserve it. And ultimately, who are we to judge what other people deserve? Okay. I'm going to go Grateful Dead deck. And just kind of get supporting cards surrounding this surprise encounter. Okay. The theme of my wedding was disco balls, carnival. So me and my husband, before, disco balls were everywhere, very cheap, all over the place. You could get a whole sack of them for $3. We couldn't find them anywhere. They weren't anywhere, and if they were like bigger size, and they were expensive, very expensive. So we got adhesive mirrors, little tiny ones, smaller than that too, bigger than that, all different sizes, all different size styrofoam balls. We made hundreds of disco balls, and our centerpieces were disco ball vase. That's all when somebody wrote. When I hear somebody say vase, it makes me want to punch them in the vase. But I don't know, I kind of like saying vase now. Okay, so anyways, this is my story. We had a fun time doing that. Very, very, very fun time. It was a lot of work, but if I could go back to one of those days and just live it again, that would be heaven. Okay, a little clarification, supporting cards for the surprising encounter. Okay, we got 2 knights. So these cards, I really have to go lightning. I really have to look in the guidebook because I forget what these bolts are and these. Just riding that train. Casey Jones. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. Casey Jones. What did I just say? I don't even know what I just said. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Watch your speed. Maybe slow down. In the reverse. Yeah, I don't even know if I have to look in the guidebook. Okay. It's probably blatantly obvious which one. Whatever. Reverse, slow down. This lightning. it's just sensory overload, nervous system overload. Slow down so you can think. Your blaring thoughts are clouding this beautiful night sky that can guide you and lead you. Even though the train, you know, the tracks are kind of where they are. But, you know, in a sense of mental clarity, in order to slow down, you know, it's like what came first, the chicken or the egg. But sometimes you need to see a little bit of clarity in order to get that drive to slow down a little bit. So be willing and open to taking gifts of clarity. And just, I don't know about you, but I walk out of my house and, you know, if I walk my dog or I'm taking the trash out or something, you know, I hate going out. I'm like, oh, I feel like going outside. Night, it's cold, but when I do, I just find myself just immediately looking up at the sky and just in awe. Where I live, I live in, you know, it's a suburb, but the houses are pretty close together. But I can still see it's so clear. So often I get such a great view. And so sometimes just those moments where you look up and you're like, wow. Be open to those moments. Even right now, just look at where you are, what you're doing, what you're hearing. And maybe this is a moment of clarity that you need to hear in order to open your mind to even slowing down. And that's a gift for you. And then the other night, what did I write down? Fire. Forget. Put out the fire. I was gonna write guns blazing, but I just didn't, just because that's kind of a sensitive subject for me. But here is the blazing gun, literally. This is a lawless woman playing with fire, taking risks. I don't know why this band in the background, it reminds me of what's that song? Devil Came Down to Georgia. When you sell your soul to the devil. You know that jazz, blues, early jazz, like the idea that Johnson, I can't think of his real, I'm not sure if I have the right name, the creator of jazz, the king of jazz, like, I don't think there are even any, there's no videos of him playing. I think there's only like one recording of him, I think. I'm not sure. I remember I watched a documentary on him, Johnson. There's this idea that his life kind of fell apart because he became this masterful guitarist where people couldn't believe how he became so good at what he did, especially given his life circumstances. He came from family slavery, may have even been enslaved himself, I don't remember. That I just remember the idea of slavery was not the idea, but it was a part of his life that made it so much more miraculous that he was so good so quickly. And there was this idea like that he sold his soul to the devil. And when you do that, you become very good at something. You get what you want right away. You can get something very quickly. Going back to that slowing down. But at what cost? That string band, that fiddle band. The devil is in that club. It's very uninviting. can, and actually she's on train tracks. This lawless woman. Moon is full. So, you know, she's in reverse too. Maybe we need to slow down and be careful before we either... Oh, hear that big crow. I just saw it too. It's huge. I don't get too many of those. Slow down. It just came whipping by. It's telling me, biatch, slow down. You slow down. You know, and it's not to say that, like, this thing might have already happened where you did act too quickly and you made a decision that affected the course of your life, or what the course of your life is going to be, and you're surrounded by a bit of, you know, shame, guilt, regret. But right now you still need to slow down, because it's just catapulting you. If you are right here looking for guidance and helping yourself, getting this moment of clarity, this will give you clarity. Whoa. Jeez. Let's be honest, I'm going to be honest, some of us may have already done something that was in the heat of the moment, and we're dealing with the consequences. But in some way, even though we are going through it, we are still showing up for ourselves in this way. Here we are. We're both here, right? We're all here. We can still slow down, and we can turn this into something that is even better than what we had originally planned. Even with this thing that happened, even with it, we are going to get clear, beautiful night skies. We're actually getting a planet parade soon. A pretty little significant one. And I remember me and my husband at 4 a.m. a couple years ago stayed up to go see the planet parade. I think it was 5 planets. I don't remember. I don't remember a lot. My memory is just... but it was wonderful. I have beautiful pictures from it. It was magical, and it just goes to show what I mean when I say my husband was a beautiful person. And a truly happy person. It's okay if he wasn't, like, it's not saying, it's just, he really truly was happy and loved life. And so, just like, you know, with his decision, which I don't think he was capable of even making safe, like, you know, it's not a thing to blame him. It's, he needed help. He was sick. He was not well. And he was dealing with things that resulted from his courage and his heroic nature and desire to fight for the country. A true desire to fight for the country. He told me after 9/11, not that I knew him, but he told me that he decided to go into the army because 9/11 put an immense desire in his soul to fight for his country, patriotism, and he watched his father. He was a first responder, and went through it. he went through it silently. Trauma, like extreme. So I'm kind of getting off track here with that, but we have these things that I don't want to really label as darkness that comes over us or that takes us over. Because with the light, there's darkness, right? There's dark and light. For every positive, there's negative. So we all have our dark that we have to deal with. And maybe it's even seeing something that you thought was broken or is broken. It did break. And you're still able to see the beauty in it. Like I'm able to see the beauty in the moment with my husband going to see the Planet Parade at 4 a.m. These things don't define us. They're, reversed. It's our ability to see how I changed the story of these poor little dolphins. It's just so funny how our thought processes can get defensive, and we're humans, we're so imperfect. But I personally feel like when you're searching for the light and you want to share that with others, and it seems like they're just enjoying it. Like, ooh, pretty. They're not gonna go spend that or sell it. It's like, oh, pretty, what a lovely moment. And there might be pain and heartache surrounding that, but always see the light. You can always see the light. Always go towards the light. Slow down. See the night sky. See what is being illuminated in the darkness. But also in that darkness, feeling our darkness and acknowledging it as well. You can't avoid it completely. By going through that darkness is the only way you're going to find that as well. So it's really pretty complex because it can go so many push and pull kind of ways. I guess since I'm talking about my husband so much, I love this Edgar Allan Poe deck, and since we were talking about the crow, the raven, whatever it is, I don't know. It seems like a good time. And, we have Valentine's Day coming up. So it's painful for me. It's the first one without my guy. And if you guys are going through any kind of hard time that's making it hard for you to get through, even just the holidays that just passed, or Valentine's Day, just any not landmarks. I guess I don't know the term. Important, significant dates that are making you feel a little itchy and uncomfortable and nervous. I understand, and I'm sorry, and the way that I'm going to aim to work through it is to see those moments of light and the memories that hold enough love for me to last a lifetime. Very easy to say, but I have been living it the past 8 or so months. I really have. I've seen more towards the light than the dark, I would say. So, but I've definitely been, I was thinking, what's her name? Joni Mitchell, the lovely Joni Mitchell. I've seen clouds on both sides now. I never really knew clouds at all. Okay, what's something that the collective needs to know about love? And this isn't just, romantic love. It's very well might be. I have a feeling it might be for a lot of people in a very deep, deep, deep way. Soul love. It's unconditional love. I'm not sure how to explain it without first picking the cards, but I'm just going to pick, I'm just going to pick the cards and it will tell us. Four of Wells. So that's Four of Cups reversed. And I just had that crow, look just like that going by huge in my window. Four of Wells. So upright, it's, got that cross. Is that a gravestone? The well. And so, being young and dipped in folly, I fell in love with melancholy. So let's not get ourselves stuck in that space if we don't have to. Let's try not to. I know it's so much easier said than done, and I know how easy it is to. And for me, it's okay to get in those and I do love the melancholy. I love the dark sides. It hurts so good sometimes. And I want to say that with caution, because for some people, those feelings can be things that are very dangerous, and I don't want you to think that your struggle with being in that melancholy should be taken lightly. It shouldn't. But for me, coming to the melancholy also comes with those memories too, from my experience. So I've learned to love those moments so much that it hurts so good. Because again, it's enough love to last me a lifetime. It's so beautiful, so wonderful, that I'm okay being in that melancholy for the rest of my life, because I wouldn't take away those memories and those experiences and the wonderful person I had in my life and the gifts that he gave me. But maybe we don't need to sink so low with it, Stay on the surface, stay grounded, but not buried. Okay, one more. Everything's coming in reverse except for this one so far. Eight of Quills. I believe that's Eight of Swords. Makes sense. Arousing from I just looked at the clock, 34. That's one of the numbers. Arousing from the most profound of slumbers, we break the gossamer web of some dream. Arousing from the most profound of slumbers. Didn't I say, one thing I wrote down was summer's slumber or something? It's right below where I wrote 34, it was all just dream. For some reason, that's reminding me of this. But right above that, 34 is summer slumber. So maybe, okay. Of the heart. So maybe summer is important to something about maybe in Trailblazer, but summer memories. Or maybe you were going through a certain experience in the summer where you weren't present, you were slumbering. It is all just a dream, arousing from the most profound of slumbers. We break the gossamer web of some dream. I'm gonna have to go to the guidebook for this, because my mind is going all over the place. It can go wild with interpretation for this. So let me just... It's almost like, you know, you got this, you know, that like scary movie kind of thing, like that thing going, that blade going back and forth, and he's tied up. If only he could just wake up, ground himself, wake up from this dream that's, although it's not great to have, it's okay to dream and to have those moments, but when it becomes dangerous and starts to affect your life in a way like this is about to affect his life, wake up. Open your eyes, look at the sky. Reversed. Put those dreams behind you. Put that way of slumbering to where you're stuck. Leave that more in the past. You could still have those dreams with your eyes open. And you don't need to be in a stupor like that, you know? And maybe this is touching for some people, maybe even substance abuse. Just mental health crises that you haven't been able to work through. And maybe you don't have the resources, but if you're watching this, I say with the kindest heart, if you could find just a little bit of energy, heart within you, heart for your love for yourself, and somewhere in your heart space to push to see something that will push you in a direction out of this. I hope this message gets to you and can change your life. Because you deserve to be in that dream with your eyes open and having it guide you. You know, and I'm looking here at my beautiful rose quartz here. That's love, self-love, healing. If this reading can be for anything, even just for one person to have a better day, a better week, a step forward, then that's a beautiful thing. And going to the guidebook just for this, let's see. Okay, The Pit and the Pendulum is a personal favorite, as you may have gathered by my reference to it on several cards. The quote used is an aha moment where we awaken to how our thoughts can blind and bind us to our own detriment. The pendulum swinging from the left is the past, ever encroaching on our present. So reverse, seeing through the issue, facing fears, breaking free, relief, moving away from toxic thoughts or environment. And again, I know how hard that is and how easy it is to say, oh, did you try going outside? Did you try yoga? Did you try making a list? But really, did you try making a list? even just a little one. Even if it's just to get through the day. Just maybe you can push yourself a little more than you were going to today before you watch this. And I'm going to put that same thought to myself too, because Lord knows I have a lot of work to do with what's going on in my life. And I'm going to pull one of these and then I'm going to get off here, and then I'm going to call the HVAC guy because my heat is not working. And I've been avoiding it, and I'm just going to do it. So if you guys need to make a call, something that you just... Calls are so hard for me. They might be easy for some people. Everybody's got their things that are challenging to them that for some can be very simple, but it's a hurdle for me, so I'm just going to do it. So make that call. Do that one little thing that probably won't take you that long, but just do it, right? I'm going to do it too. That one thing at least. It's on my list of things that only happen now that my husband is dead. That's very light. I have a very dark sense of humor. Dark humor is the way I feel, so that's a very light example of it. Okay, one closing message for this collective, for us. Even just myself, it's for whatever. Dolphins again, so this is not just a dolphin themed deck, it's sea creatures, so that's interesting. And it's funny, my sister got me this cute little dolphin ring. My skin is all peeling, but it's cute. My skin is so dry, but I love it. Okay, so it's funny because 3's here. 3 dolphins. 17, safe and surrounded by love. Keep your heart open and know you are being protected. Listen to what you know to be true and allow yourself to see and understand what is going on around you. Even if you can just think of the possibility of taking that blindfold off or pulling it down just a little bit. You are being protected. We are. Whether that's by ourselves, by our own experiences, even by our traumas. We learn to protect ourselves, and we can do such hard things. I just love how this looks. It's so beautiful. Navigating those rough waters, just like a vast sea with that scary stuff in it. But knowing that even with just yourself, regardless of who is around you, what is around you, you can trust yourself at the end of the day. For the most part. Or we can at least trust ourselves that when we do slip up and find ourselves in moments that we're like, oh, I really shouldn't have done that, or oh, this isn't good, or this is even if it's related to our things that were out of our control, these things that have happened, the tower moments, trauma, PTSD. It's going to be different for everybody. The level of help we can each have access to is going to be different. But there are ways that we can maybe push ourselves a little more, or be there for each other to encourage, just like I am doing right now. And for me, it's by doing that, it's giving me encouragement to improve myself. So even when I do fuck up, I can trust myself that I can navigate it and I can get through it. One step at a time, one breath at a time. We are strong. We are very strong. Alright guys, I'm gonna go make that phone call. You go do one thing you gotta do. if you can, if you have the spoons. And even if you think you don't, maybe this can help you try to see that you can, even if it's just something so small, to make your life better and to give you the life that you deserve and have been put through hell and back to deserve, to earn, even if you don't feel like you do to earn it. If you're feeling guilty about something, this is the only way we gain wisdom and we gain experience to become these souls who can ease the life of another by going through and learning these wisdoms in very unique ways because of what we went through, and it makes us very valuable to other people. And by doing one little thing right now, today, because you watched this, you can very likely have a ripple effect, and even if it's the smallest change in somebody else's life, in their ability to hold a little more love for themselves than they did, even no matter how small, I would just love for that message to get out to you, because you deserve it. Okay, I'm getting on the phone. See you next time.